Shalom. All praise to the Most High Yahweh, by Hashem Yahushai, by Hashem Rakak Wadash. Double honor to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone for teaching His truth that's gone all around the earth. Shalom to the hopeful elect out there. It's your brother Atazawan Bayaf. I'm back at it with a quick lesson. All right, and just going to look at a few different articles, get a few scriptures, okay, on the actual support, okay, from U.S. government to the so-called nation of Israel, all right? And right off the bat, I'm going to claim fair use, all right? For this is news and information that's in the public domain, copyright 1976, right? Okay, I'm not making any money off of this, all right? This is just for news and information, okay? And this is information that's already put out there. Okay, so this is from U.S. News, all right? And it says, U.S. lawmakers expect Biden spending request this week. Israel wants $10 billion. Okay, notice the word want. You know, they want $10 billion. Okay, so let's read a little bit of this. I don't know how far down I'm going to go, Salakia. We'll just get a little information out of it, see, because that state over there is probably one of the biggest welfare states, all right, that foreign aid goes to, okay? So this article starts right here. It says, Washington Reuters, U.S. Senate leaders said on Tuesday they expect President Joe Biden to send them a request by the end of the week for billions of dollars in assistance to Israel, Ukraine, and Taiwan, and for security at the U.S. border. The size of the request was not known, but a congressional source familiar with the request said Israel had asked for $10 billion as it responds to an attack on its citizens by the Iran-backed militant group Hamas. Okay, and there's been a lot said about that. I'm not going to say too much, all right, because, you can look into that history of Hamas on your own time, okay? We can't say too much, because they'll find a way to strike it or take it down or something, all right? So you can look into that on your own. So let's go on just a little bit here, if I can get this thing to highlight. Quote, we are going to do everything in our power to ensure the Senate delivers the support for Israel and the rest of the package. We intend to get the package the end of this week, end quote, the Senate's Majority Leader, Democratic Senator Chuck Schumer, told his weekly press conference. The top Senate Republican, Senator Mitch McConnell, said he expected the request to include assistance for Israel, Ukraine, and Taiwan, and said Republicans wanted to include something serious for the border, okay, whatever that means. But you see, when it comes to Israel, they all on the same page, okay? And here you have a government that's printing money, okay, with nothing backing it up, sending it out as foreign aid to all these different countries, okay? Yet you have your own people who are homeless. You have a homeless problem here, all right? You have a poverty problem here. You have a lack of jobs, inflation, all these different things that are going on here in your own country, and you show no concern over it, okay? All right? So let's go on to the next one here. It says, I pulled up this report. It says countries that receive the most foreign aid from the U.S. United States sends out billions of dollars to other countries every year, and this is coming on the taxpayers' dime, okay? According to public opinion surveys, the majority of Americans believe too much of the federal budget is spent on foreign aid, but most Americans overestimate what the share really is. 2016 Kaiser Family Foundation survey found that respondents estimated foreign aid to constitute 26% of the federal government on average, but in reality, foreign assistance typically makes up less than 1% of federal spending, which I don't believe. Okay, well, let's go on. It says, still, the U.S. gets more money in foreign aid in total dollars than any other country in the world, distributing more than $530 billion globally between 2012 and 2021. In 2021 alone, the most recent year for which data is complete, the U.S. gave foreign countries about $52.4 billion. Foreign aid obligations by the U.S. include both economic support, which includes humanitarian spending and military support. Okay, here you are going around the world putting bases in every country, okay, and you're supporting other militaries of other countries. Going on, it says the aid can range anywhere from counterterrorism initiatives funded by the Department of State to programs combating HIV and AIDS funded by the Department of Health and Human Services, a website run by the State Department and USAID. Okay, so I don't know if this is the article that I have that goes in. Yeah, here it is right here. And it goes into the top countries receiving foreign aid. Okay, and what do you see at the top? Israel. Okay, and then you have what? All these other Islamic countries behind it. Okay. Let's look at this. It says U.S. aid to Israel and Ukraine in 2021. The U.S. gave more than $3.3 billion to Israel, 11% of the year's entire distribution to specific countries. That year, Israel received more than twice the amount seen by any other country, and nearly all of it was designated as military aid. Ranked by total aid received in 2021, Israel was followed by Jordan, 1.6 billion, Afghanistan, 1.4 billion, Ethiopia, 1.39 billion, and Egypt, 1.29 billion. Okay, let's go on further. It says, while Israel far surpassed all countries for 2021 in aid and governance category, which accounts for the vast majority of obligated military aid, countries such as Afghanistan and Ethiopia received the highest amounts earmarked for humanitarian assistance. And here you have it again, the top 10 welfare recipients of our tax dollars. Okay, while the price of gas has been well over $3.40 a gallon for the entire summer and going into the fall, right? Heating bills are going to go up, electric bills have gone up, trash bill has gone up. Wages have not increased at all to keep up, right? The devaluing of the dollar, okay? And they're giving money away. This is from Forbes. It says, new report, nearly $300 billion in foreign aid spent by U.S. government. And here they have let's see here, a summary from 2013 with the amounts of money that was given away. So you can make that a little bit bigger. Okay. And it says the American taxpayer has been generous. No, we haven't. All right. The American taxpayer has been generous to foreign countries between the years of 2013 and 18. Nearly $300 billion in U.S. taxpayer money flowed as quote-unquote aid to countries outside the U.S. So you don't think that they're trying to self-destruct this place? Well, really, once again, we have to preface it and say that, okay, that the power of the Lord, Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai, is behind all this, okay? However, you got these politicians, right, who are secretly sinking this place. So they think they are, all right? They think it's a secret, all right? Let's see here. Is there anything else we can get out of here? Let's go up a little bit. Let's just jump back in right here. It says, auditors found that the U.S. foreign aid dwarfs the federal funding spent by 48 out of 50 state governments annually. Only the state governments of California and New York spent more federal funds than what the U.S. sent abroad each year to foreign countries. And somehow or another, I think the numbers are skewed, all right, and they're not telling the truth. Many Americans would rather spend their hard-earned money elsewhere, according to polling. As our late honorary chairman, former U.S. Senator Tom Coburn, MD, pointed out, when the American people are asked what government spending should be cut in order to balance the federal budget, foreign aid programs generally top the list. Do taxpayers instinctively know that they are funding choir directors in Turkmenistan, filmmakers in Peru, aid for poultry farmers in Tanzania, and sex education workshops for prostitutes in Ethiopia? Okay, and what you would have to assume that that's where that money is going, as this guy stated, to these different types of programs. Okay, but you get the gist of it. Babylon the Great is through, is finished. All right, and there ain't no coming back from this. Okay, let's get a few scriptures here and we'll shut it down. This is Jeremiah 51. We start right here, verse 7. It says, Babylon has been a golden cup in the Lord's hand that made all the earth drunken. The nations have drunken of her wine. Therefore, the nations are mad. Right, that's you can put foreign policy and foreign aid into that wine, right, into the philosophies, right, that these other nations have been sucking the life out of this place, all right, through these foreign policies, okay, by design, okay, by the Heavenly Father, okay, as it said in that verse. Going on to verse 8, it says, Babylon is suddenly fallen and destroyed. Howl for her, take balm for her pain, if so be she may be healed. We would have healed Babylon, but she is not healed. Forsake her, and let us go everyone into his own country, for judgment reaches unto heaven and is lifted up even to the skies, right? And eventually, well, you do have a lot of these foreigners who are going back to their own homelands, okay? They've siphoned off as much as they could here. They made themselves wealthy here, and a lot of them are going back to their poor third world countries, right? Okay. Verse 10, Jeremiah 51:10, it says, the Lord Yahweh have brought forth our righteousness. Come and let us declare in Zion the work of the Lord Yahweh, our power, right? And for our sakes, okay, through Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, this place is going to go down. And the righteous kingdom is going to be not resurrected, but brought up, okay, to rule the whole earth, right? And this place will no longer be top dog, right? This is Proverbs 29:2, and it reads, when the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice. But when the wicked bear rule, the people mourn. And here in Babylon the Great, the people are mourning, okay, as the so-called elected leaders, right, squander away all the money that should be aiding this place if they had any sense. But once again, we don't want this place to be saved, okay? All right, we want this place to go down. This is Habakkuk 2, and we jump in right here, verse 4, and it reads, behold, his soul which is lifted up is not upright in him, but the just shall live by his faith. Yea, also because he transgressed by wine, right? And that wine is going back to that other scripture, right, in Jeremiah that talks about that wine, that philosophy, right? And in that foreign aid, okay, bringing about destruction, all right, to this place. Yea, also because he transgresseth by wine, he is a proud man, neither keepeth at home, right? And so wherever they haven't stuck their military bases, I mean, they're permeating these other countries, okay, with their thoughts and ideas through what? The money that they send. Okay? He is a proud man, neither keepeth at home, who enlarges his desire as hell and is as death, and cannot be satisfied, but gathereth unto him all nations, and heapeth unto him all people. So now all these take up a parable against him and a taunting proverb against him, and say, woe to him that increases that which is not his. How long? And to him that laden himself with thick clay, right? Stretching yourself so far and so thin, and even here in your own place, you've burdened the people, all right, with debt, okay, through your system, through your philosophy, through your foreign aid, through your foreign policy, okay? Verse 7, shall they not rise up suddenly that shall bite thee, and awake that shall vex thee, and thou shalt be for booties unto them, because thou hast spoiled many nations. All the remnant of the people shall spoil thee, because of men's blood, and for the violence of the land, of the city, and of all that dwell therein. Woe to him that coveteth an evil covetousness to his house, that he may set his nest on high, that he may be delivered from the power of evil. Thou hast consulted shame to thy house by cutting off many people, and hast sinned against thy soul. For the stone shall cry out of the wall, and the beam out of the timber shall answer it. Woe to him that buildeth a town with blood, establish a city by iniquity. Okay? And which that happened over here in this land as well. All right? And you see all the things that they support that's going on over there in that land. Okay? That's going on now, currently, between two heathens that land doesn't belong to. But you know what? Esau's money is being used to enforce, okay, the military might, right? And that blood is on their hands, okay? You see, everywhere Esau goes, whether he physically takes his ass there or he does it by policy, okay, he's guilty, all right, all throughout the earth. We'll get one more. We'll be done. This is Revelation 18:9. As it says here, lament for Babylon. And the kings of the earth who have committed fornication and lived deliciously with her shall bewail her and lament for her, for they shall see the smoke of her burning, standing afar off for the fear of the torment, saying, alas, alas, that great city Babylon, that mighty city, for in 1 hour is thy judgment come. And the merchants of the earth shall weep and mourn over her, for no man buyeth her merchandise any more. The merchandise of gold and silver and precious stones and of pearls and fine linen and purple and silk and scarlet and all fine wood and all manner of vessels of ivory and all manner of vessels of most precious wood and of brass and iron and marble and cinnamon and odors and ointments and frankincense and wine and oil and fine flour and wheat and beasts and sheep and horses and chariots and slaves and souls of men. And the fruits that thy soul lusted after are departed from thee, and all things which are dainty and goodly are departed from thee, and thou shalt find them no more at all. The merchants of these things which are made rich by her shall stand afar off for the fear of her torment, weeping and wailing, and saying, alas, alas, that great city that was clothed in fine linen and purple and scarlet and decked with gold and precious stones and pearls, for in 1 hour so great riches is come to naught. And every shipmaster and all the company in ships and sailors and as many as trade by sea stood afar off, and cried when they saw the smoke of her burning, saying, what city is like unto this great city? You see? Let's go on. All right, because Babylon is going to go down in a blaze. All right? There'll be no more business being done here. Okay? No other nations are going to get rich off of this place. All right? Let's go on to verse 19. And They cast dust on their heads and cried, weeping and wailing, saying, Alas, alas, that great city wherein were made rich all that had ships in the sea by reason of a costliness. For in 1 hour is she made desolate. Rejoice over her, thou heaven, and ye holy apostles and prophets, for the Most High have avenged you on her, right? And that goes into saying that the prophets, okay, have come on this side of the world, right? That didn't happen prior, which goes into another topic, all right? The topic of reincarnation, right? And if you can receive it, that's a blessing. And if you can't, oh well, okay? So this place is going to go down in a blaze, all right? So pretty much that's all I got on this, you know. Just thought I'd bring a quick lesson on how much money is being spent, you know, over the years propping up that place and paying for its military and giving all this aid to them. And yet, here where we are in Babylon the Great, okay, our paychecks are not going up, but everything else is, okay? So with that, we'll leave it right there. Hey, we're going to trust in the Lord, all right? Forget Babylon the Great, okay? We'll leave it right there, all right? Giving all praise, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, by Hashem Yahushai, by Hashem Kakadash, and double honor to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Shalom to the hopeful elect. We'll see y'all again real soon with another lesson, Lord willing. Shalom.